Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
We are in for wind, and people are saying be careful of bushfires. Don't do what this woman has done. This woman in Greece has been arrested for lighting fires. The reason she did it was because she wanted to flirt with the firefighters. Don't do this, people. She's been sentenced to 3 years in prison and a massive fine. She's 44 years old, and it was noted the fires were in small plots and were put out very quickly. I'm surprised her drool didn't put out the fires. So what she would do was she set the fires because, quote, she enjoyed watching firefighters and flirting with them. Oh. They discovered that she had turned up at 2 of these fires in Tripoli, and that aroused the suspicions of the fire department when she was there. Oh, hi.
Oh, what are the chances?
What are the chances? Here's
you
Deirdre.
again. And now she's
in
meeting prison officers. Maybe that's what she wanted. Maybe that was the
Well, she said she wanted someone in uniform.
The outcome, now you've got a prison officer.
Maybe she's happy.
Maybe she is.
The lengths people go to for love, people that join crazy clubs or whatever. I'm trying to think if there's anything I've ever done. I saw an ad. I'm going to buy the T-shirt.
Yep.
It's 40 years since the Tim Finn album Escapade was released.
Staring at the Embers.
The T-shirt is the iconic. They've re-released a T-shirt of the iconic album cover.
It's Tim in profile.
Oh, with red behind him.
But there's a white light on his eyes, if I remember rightly.
Oh, I was just completely obsessed. And I was working at Simon Townsend's Wonderworld, and we were going to be doing a story with split ends.
And you weren't on the TV then. You were just a researcher.
I was a researcher.
Yeah.
I was a researcher. And so I was researching the story, and I was so I remember 3 weeks out, I was going, only 3 weeks I'm going to meet Tim Finn. Only 2 weeks I'm going to meet Tim Finn. I remember going to see him perform, and everyone else was dancing. I just stood there. I still remember what I was wearing. I stood there and just locked eyes with him. I'd never been more enamored of anybody in my entire life.
Did he get your vibe that you had?
No, I didn't think I looked like a creep.
What were you wearing? What was the outfit?
I had a pink blazer.
Yep.
And I think I had jeans, probably similar to what I'm wearing today.
High-waisted jeans?
I don't think there were any other kind.
And you had big shoulder pads, no doubt.
All of that, and giant earrings and big flock of seagulls' hair.
Yep.
Had all of it going on. So I was so in love with him that I could not believe I was going to meet him. So on the day of the story, I wrote myself into the Simon Townsend Wonderworld story. Philip Tanner and Sheridan Jobbins were going to do the story.
Yeah.
And I wrote myself in. The story started with me in the office wearing a wedding dress, dreaming about meeting him, and then went through a dissolve, and there I was in the park with them meeting him. What happened was he didn't turn up, and it was Neil and Paul Hester, who were the 2 nicest men in the history of the universe. But I remember my face was, my dream. It was dissolving before my very eyes.
That face says it all.
Yeah. And I remember I was all giddy and in high alert to the point where Neil said, okay, we better wrap this up before I got tasered.
Well, you're in a wedding dress.
I know. It was a kid's show.
And you're a researcher.
I know,
you're
but
not
it was
even supposed to be on it.
No,
How did Simon let that
and
one
for
get
some reason, I also had a mannequin hand. I don't know. It was just kooky days. I know, but that was where I cut my teeth on my television career.
I think people of a certain age would only remember Simon Townsend's Wonderworld. So when there wasn't stories like that, there was stories of Jonathan Coleman at the Paddle Pop Factory every week.
Yeah, it was a big show of its day.
It was a big show.
Its day.
That's what the kids would go. They didn't have screens to scroll on and stuff like that.
And you know what? And then I left. There was a role I was a researcher, and a role for a reporter came up. And I thought, this is my chance.
Wow.
That used to be covered on the news because people would queue all the way around the block. It was a huge deal.
I remember that.
And I wore, and we had to wear pants and do a jump and a squeal like the Rankin sisters. Do you remember them?
Yep.
Fitness gurus.
Mm-hmm.
We had to be able to jump and squeal and wear jeans so they could see our figures. And anyway, I didn't get the job. Oh. And at one point I was told by a producer, the word came down as a bit too broad across the beam. And I never got over it. This is for a kids' show.
It's dreadful.
I know. And years later, Simon was asked one of his big regrets, and he said that he didn't give me the job.
Well, I don't blame him. What a fool.
Yeah, what a fool.
What a damn
But anyway,
fool.
the lengths you go to for love, I wrote myself into a story.